Hey everybody, this is T and Demon Kitty here, and we're back with some more Friendsim. Hopefully this will go pretty well. Yeah, so that's basically all I have to say. Except for, this will probably be fun. Alright, I think we have another lawyer, so, and another lawyer. I don't know, there's so many lawyers in this game. Blah, 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 friendship, blah.
Friendship, blah.
These are both good characters.
Best intro yet.
What?
Best intro yet, honestly.
What did you say?
You've managed to fail to hear that 3 times at this point. I said best intro yet, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is the best intro yet. So I really turn up the volume. These are both good characters. I can't really go wrong. Which one do you...
Well, just select one. I don't care. Just select one.
Alright, I guess let's do Boulder first. Do you want to voice Boulder, or should I?
I guess I'll voice him. I don't know.
Alright, yeah, you can voice her. You just aren't feeling it today. You're getting more and more of these gray nights recently. Well, nights where the call of the streets, that infinite ramble for companionship just sounds exhausting and meaningless. Well, you had days like this back on Earth too, when getting out of bed just didn't seem worth it. You mean like every day? The sun is just beginning to slip under the horizon, and usually this would be the sign to rise and shine, or rise and dark. But all you've managed to do so far this evening is make yourself some coffee. Well, that's still an accomplishment. You recently mentioned to Tagora that you drink instant, and he was so disgusted that he gave you a coffee machine. That's good on him. He's a good friend for doing that. He claimed it was an old one, he doesn't use anymore, but it still had the price tag on it. I don't know, there are some good instant coffees, but I feel like the majority of them are pretty shit. On the table sits a palm husk con you'll have taken off a dead kid, especially for you. And cradled in your hand is a mug Skila sent. It looks like she painted it herself. There's a white blob on the side that you think is supposed to be Lady. That's kind of adorable.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's fucking precious.
That is a good mug.
I'm surprised Gallic didn't get us a coffee machine. He seems like the type.
Yeah, I'm surprised he did it too. I mean, I'm surprised he wasn't the one that got us that. It would make sense if he did, because he's a coffee aficionado, but I guess that also makes sense. Oh, maybe, Tagora got it for us to spite him so that he couldn't get it for us. That might be why. Maybe that's what happened. You're even wearing the hoodie Malik gave you to cut the evening chill. Here you all are all wrapped up in the warm embraces of their friend's goodwill, safe and sound, but deep inside you festers something. A nigh existential dissatisfaction, that classic angst that the philosophers wrote about. Your palm husk chimes and you pick it up lazily. What? Another rando trying to slide into your DMs? Sorry, folks. You just don't have time for that anymore. You are a friendship connoisseur. I can't pronounce that. Sommelier?
Sommelier.
Sommelier of the rarest amicable vintages.
Amicable.
I was close. You lock the screen to find a message.
Psst. I'm not certain that this line is secure. Actually, I'm positive that it isn't, but I'm risking contact because it's imperative that we speak. I'm sending you rendezvous coordinates. If you wouldn't mind coming anytime after the sun has set. I realize this is unorthodox, but please believe me when I tell you that this is not a trick or a trap. I have important information regarding your place on Alternia.
You attempt to reply to the wait, what? I mean, okay. You attempt to reply to the message, but there isn't a cursor or anywhere to input text. In fact, there doesn't even appear to be a Messenger app opening on your phone. It's just a random text box floating in the void. Well, you barely have a chance to read it all the way, though, before it vanishes and Google Maps opens with an address already programmed in. It's close enough to walk to, which is great, because using your stolen scuttle buggy still makes you a little nervous. Yeah, you do have that. That is, in fact, something you have. You swallow the rest of your coffee and grab your shoes. Oh, it's this cafe again. This is like, what, the third time we've been into this cafe? Like, the fourth?
Yeah, also with the same teal blood chick.
Yeah,
I think she lives here.
I think she does. Wait, what if she's like the owner of the coffee shop or something? What if she's actually the owner of this coffee shop?
That would make sense.
It would. It would make a lot of sense. Your GPS leads you to a shop you recognize. It's a cafe for your weird sort of date with Lynera. It's not too crowded at this time of day. The usual studying crowd doesn't appear to be here. A couple of trolls are sitting around sharing pots of tea. Oh, it's Ardata! It's Ardata. Fool, fucking idiot. I explicitly stated I wanted essence of Dayglow, not whatever this garbage is. Oh, you know this person. It really has been a minute, hasn't it? Well, Ardata stands in front of the counter, shouting at the cash register. Whatever automated system runs this shop has apparently gotten her order wrong. Well, what are you looking at? This is obviously none of your... Oh, it's you. Ardata swiftly covers up her surprise, examining a sharp, perfectly shaped nail. Well, I just realized that she has actually pretty cool nail polish job. Like, the tips of her nails are orange, but like she has the blue stuff. I don't know, it's kind of cool.
That's just called she doesn't polish the tips of her nails. Troll nails are naturally orange.
Oh wait, I guess that's true, because like the whites of the nails actually... Yeah, actually, that's true. You have a point there. You look different. Better? Let's not exaggerate. I simply meant you looked less like toxic waste and more like run-of-the-grain grinder garbage. Well, you tell our daughter that it's good to see her too. Man, this really takes you back. You've been so simple back then, so unevolved. You were laser focused on a single desire, friendship. Now, well, you still like friends, you really do. But you also have, like, a car and a sweatshirt with somebody's sign on it. You've not moved up in the world. Fascinating. Oh, by the way, is she the one who summoned you here? Summoned? You must be joking. Is this like the cerulean lesbian cafe?
Yes. We've literally already established that's what it is.
I guess that's true, actually. That's kind of true. I haven't spared a single solitary thought for you since you dragged your wretched carcass out of my hive. Absently, you push your hand into the pockets of your hoodie. Something crinkles between your fingers, and you pull out a folded piece of notebook paper. Okay, this definitely hadn't been in there when you left your hive. You passed a couple of people in the street, but you definitely don't remember any of them getting close enough to slip something in your pocket. Huh. It only says 2 words. Out back. Oh man, should you go? I'm gonna save. I mean, I'd say yes.
I mean, rationally, yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. Let's be real here. If you were ever going to refuse a suspicious invitation, you would have done it by now. You would have drawn a line at the vehicle theft or murder church or anime club. You can't resist a social engagement, you're tragic flaw. Okay, I guess. Enjoy yourself. You head back through a beaded curtain, half expecting an alarm to ring. How do they keep people from just robbing stores here? Are there like lasers and shit? You emerge into a tidy little back garden. None of the plants here are the ones you recognize from Earth, but it's still nice. You cross a bridge over a single flowing stream and find yourself looking down at a path that blooms into a tight, dizzying spiral. Maybe you're supposed to walk across it and ponder your place in the universe? I kind of like this place. Like, this is a nice garden.
This garden is great.
What?
Yeah, this garden is great.
It is. It's pretty good. Your contemplation would be inevitably cut off before it hit its climax, because someone is sitting in the center of the spiral. She is a small, compact shape with her hair cut short and choppy around her chin, wearing a shapeless white dress. Really more of a robe.
I've been waiting for you. Thanks for coming.
She speaks in a strange whisper, low and full of air, but still loud enough to hear across the path.
Stage whisper, not strange.
What?
You really need to do something about your sound, because you're missing what I'm saying more often than you're hearing it.
I just turned it up a lot.
It actually said stage whisper, not strange whisper.
Oh, okay. Oh,
things.
stage whisper. Okay. Okay, sorry. Yeah. You pick your way carefully across the spiral, making sure not to mess up any of it, treading only inside the lines. The girl gives you a small, secretive smile. I think I can hear you well now. It's just I need to turn it up a little bit more. But I'm good. I should be good now, hopefully.
My name's Boulder.
You ask her if this is her garden. Does she live here? It's nice, but it's not exactly out of the elements. Actually, it looks like there's some storm clouds rolling in. You're probably going to get rain soon.
Oh yeah, my recruit cocoon is over there under that tree.
She smiles again. You can't tell if she's messing around. In fact, she is entirely unreadable. Like her face is a totally reflective surface and all you're seeing is a cloudy sky in the garden. You can't tell how she feels about you at all.
Would you like to sit down? I don't know why I'm doing a New Jersey accent for this character.
I don't know why either, but I guess that's the thing now. Inside the circle, or... She looks around like she's only just realizing she's at the center of a complicated geometric pattern.
It doesn't matter. I only wanted to see if you would follow the path or trample through it. But you didn't either. You forged your own way while taking care to preserve that which has come before.
You ask her what that means.
Maybe nothing. I'm not sure.
The wind tosses her hair and the clouds chase each other across the sky. If the rain comes, it'll come soon. Boulder continues to look at you as you shift awkwardly and shiver, pushing your hands into your hoodie. This is different than any other friend meetup you've had, even with the others who purposefully sought you out. There's a serenity to Boulder that all the rest lack, or maybe that's just this zen as fuck garden getting to you. You try to remember what Boulder said to you in the message that she somehow managed to make appear on your phone, and immediately self-immolate that she has that she has some information for you about your place in Alternia or some shit like that.
Did I say that? I guess I did. I suppose I wanted a chance to talk to you a bit before the end. I was starting to feel a little, jealous, maybe?
Right, you guess everybody's been going on about the funny dumb alien robot who's been prowling the countryside.
No, that's not it. Though I'm sure you're very funny, I just wanted a chance to talk to you. Someone who is so adrift in the swell of fate and the whims of the paradox.
Paradox? You don't know anything about paradoxes. Well, you know what they are, you just don't see why they're relevant. Is she gonna break the fourth wall? Is she gonna fucking just break the fourth wall?
They aren't. Paradoxes aren't relevant by their very nature. It's the essence of that nature that makes them so integral to this story.
You shake your head. You're not built for this cosmic stuff. You're just an orphan from Earth with quick fingers for spaceships and apparently vehicles. Boulder gives you another sly smile.
Oh, quick fingers?
You blush. You hadn't meant that as a dirty joke or anything. Also, your fingers are nowhere near as quick as hers. She somehow got a piece of paper in your pocket while you were standing in a cafe as she was back here. That's like reverse pickpocketing for astral projection. Boulder laughs. She stands up and moves across the garden path, following the spiral so swiftly and efficiently that she might as well be floating. She drifts over to one of the trees, pulling a coat down from where it's slung over a branch. It covers her from chin to ankles, coming together to form an olive green symbol on her chest that looks like a question mark without the dot. A broad-brimmed hat finishes out the ensemble.
Well, I can't teach you astral projection. Pickpocketing is actually quite simple. I think that, like, film noir-esque outfit is what put, like, New York, New Jersey into my brain.
Probably.
Ideally, we'd need a third person to act as the mark, but I think we can make it work.
More crime, huh? Guess save. What should we do crime?
I mean, obviously, like...
Be gay, do crime.
Be gay, do crime. Well, that is L-word. That's literally L-word's entire existence.
It kind of is. It kind of is. This whole mess started with the theft of a spaceship, and if Boulder is right about all that fate horse shit that was supposed to happen, so maybe I'll lean into it.
Perfect. The first and most important aspect of the art of pickpocketing is staying unobtrusive. Well, you fail at that, buddy.
Yeah. You think about mentioning... Wait, what? What?
Just go on.
Okay. You think about mentioning that walking around in a great big coat and floppy hat is not the most obtrusive thing you've ever seen. No, it's not. But you weren't the expert here. Also, you're an alien, so you don't really have room to talk. Maybe you should get a big coat like that yourself. You just love ripping looks off all of your friends. Boulder takes you through the basics of criminal sleight of hand. And on the whole, you weren't too bad. In fact, you think you might have a future in it if you were already in the career path of professional friendshipper. Is that okay? You don't know what this has to do with her learning about you or teaching you or place an alternative, but it's fun and Boulder is a good teacher. If there's one thing that this jury has taught you, it's that when something isn't actively painful or destructive, just write it out. I mean, that's fair. You don't think he'll be going around pickpocketing many trolls, enough of them already want to kill you, but It's good to have this skill on reserve if you ever need to cash fast. If you ever need cash fast and don't feel like hitting up any of your rich friends. I don't know, we could hit up some of our rich friends, not Zebra, but like some of the other ones.
Well, actually, we could pickpocket him.
Oh yeah, we could pickpocket him. I thought Slappy meant like asking them for money. But yeah, we could pickpocket Zebra, definitely.
Oh, he did mean asking them for money, but like, now we could just pickpocket him.
You're right, we can. We could just pickpocket Zebra if we want. Like, that's a thing we can do. I would not pickpocket Follicle and Cupper because I don't want to know what's in their pockets, honestly. But yeah.
I don't want him. I mean, considering that they don't like shower, I don't want physical contact with them.
Yeah, no shit. You wonder if Bolger uses it for anything besides passing notes. Probably.
My sources tell me you've been on Alternia for almost 3 parages now.
You have no idea how long a paragraph is, but what the hell? Sure.
Impressive. No wonder.
She trails off thoughtfully and shakes her head. You wish she would say something with some substance instead of just vague nonsense. But at least she isn't frightening you with violence or trying to stick wires into you, so you're counting this interaction successful so far. Also, you feel weirdly chilled out with Boulder. Sure, you want to be friends, but there's none of that stomach-churning, spine-bending desperation to make sure she likes you at whatever the cost. You feel more awake than you have in weeks. Man, you've got to learn to pickpocket a garden behind a cafe more often if this is what it does to your stress levels.
Want to get something to eat? Or maybe just coffee, because that's what they serve here. Well, they also have, like, muffins and shit.
They do. They also have other foods. Sure, you could use another caffeinated beverage on top of the other caffeinated beverage you had earlier. Why not? You'll sleep when you're dead. This is just me. Like, this is just me. Hold on, let me screenshot that. Let me screenshot this quote so that I can post it, like, so I can save it in my meme folder. Let me just save
while
this.
You're doing that, I've just been reminded to remind anyone viewing to please check out our coffee because we do take donations.
That's true. Unfortunately, we don't have anything besides coffee, but we have But we don't have muffins on our coffee, but we do have coffee. Yeah.
But yeah, hey, at least we're not pickpocketing you. We're just asking for donations.
That's true. That's very, very true. Because, like, yeah, we are not pickpocketing you. Alright. There. It's saved to my meme folder.
If only.
You follow her out of the garden back into the cafe. Who is this now? Yet another friend. Oh, Ardata, you're still here. Of course I am, fool. You were back there for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Wow, it felt like way longer than that. Guess you underestimated the power of a good training montage. You introduce Ardata to Boldir with the cheerful earnestness of someone who has forgotten the systematic classism of the planet on which they currently reside. Ardata stops you with an aristocratic sneer. Stop, before I have to stop you myself. I have absolutely no desire to mix with those so low on the social ladder. What in the world could she have to offer me? You shrug, you're not sure, maybe friendship? You know, friendship between people of different castes are possible. You've seen them happen. Regardless, you feel bad for exposing your newest friend to the vaguely nonsensical abuses of your oldest. That face. It's like completely unamused. that face. You turn back to Boldir to apologize and find her gazing coolly at Ardata like she could do it all night. There's none of the fear, reverence, or false obedience you've seen other low bloods display with. Instead, Boldier looks at Ardata like she's a bug. Worse, a pebble that she just love to kick out of the way.
Nice to meet you in person, Miss Carmina. Or Carmia. Carmina? I hear your GrubTube channel has been losing subscribers recently.
Oh, dang.
I wonder why that is.
Blue hits Ardata's cheeks in an angry flash. I'm currently on hiatus. The old garbage is getting tired. I have so many imitators that my own content is starting to seem derivative. I can't do the laugh. That's clearly like the anime like villain laugh, but like I can't do it.
Well, I can do an anime villain laugh, but not an anime villain chick's laugh, which is what is required here.
Yeah. She gives one of her maniacal laughs, but it's a little less robust than usual. Man, the wild tundra of internet fame really is a stark and arid battleground. In fact, I have a new feature in the works as we speak. She holds up a little vial she'd been haggling with the cash register. She'd been haggling with the cash register over earlier. Poison. I think the best and most expedient process would be to just be to dose my feature guest food and then hide the antidote somewhere in my hive.
Expedient, not expedient.
Expedient. Well, okay, she's gonna do Saw stuff now, I guess. Unless you have another idea.
Well, actually, there is this one yellow blood that we could introduce. Well, also two other yellow bloods, but one particular yellow blood who would be thrilled to have you invite them over and would be really, really entertaining to fuck with.
I mean, he does want to meet a celebrity. He does want to meet a celebrity, right?
Yes, he does.
If she is a celebrity.
And she has everything in her room.
Yeah, she has everything in her room. Like, it's like she has absolutely everything. She smiles, sly and mean. Boldier smiles back, just as vicious.
Great, have fun with that. You know, I'm not sure if I think that Boldier's courage in this case is admirable or stupid on the basis that a lot of ceruleans can mind control you. So,
she can. Ardata can mind control. We've seen Ardata do it. She can mind control people, and she does, and she gets them to hurt themselves.
I know, like, I respect being unafraid of those higher than you on the social ladder, but there's also such a thing as being, like, overly brazen with those who are actually stronger than you.
That's true, although to be fair, we don't know how strong Boldier is, but Boldier seems to have some weird shit going on. I don't know, like... While Boldier talks, her eyes start flicking from you to Ardata, then down again, and again. And again, you, Ardata, and down. It takes a couple of go-rounds before you realize what she is telling you. She keeps looking down to your hands, which are stuck in your hoodie pocket. Oh, okay. She wants you to pickpocket Ardata. Exactly where you found the note Boldier slipped to you. Ardata is carrying a bag that looks expensive and extremely goth, and you can see where the vial of poison is sticking out. Oh man, you know what you have to do. When a group comes into the shop and pushes past the three of you, you move in on Ardata and slip a hand into her bag, palming the smooth, cold vial. She gives you a weird look like, why are you suddenly all up on me, peon? But she doesn't notice the fact. I suppose I'll be going now. And if I were you, I'd be more mindful of who I choose to associate myself with in the future. I mean, she's got a point in a way. In a way, she kind of has a point, doesn't she?
Yes, although
Not
on the
in this
list of
case.
people I wouldn't associate with,
Zebra, Cuprum, Follicle, Tyrona. Bunch of people. Also Zebedee, honestly.
Zebedee, and, like, if we're being honest, we could probably ditch Tagari.
I don't know. Tagari's amusing. I'd probably hang out with Tagari.
Oh, and also Yemen, the hot dog guy, because
I mean, I feel kind of bad for him, but he's kind of
yeah, but like
I guess that's true. You have a point.
but
Never,
like
Damon kind
never
of disturbs me. He kind of disturbs me.
Okay, piece of life advice here: never form a relationship with somebody just because you feel bad for them.
Yeah, that doesn't tend to end well.
Yeah, no, it's actually a really bad idea.
It is. It's a pretty bad idea. You say bye to her, feeling the tiniest bit guilty, but she's planning to use this poison to do murder theater in her prison basement, so you don't feel that bad.
Take care now.
Ardana leaves and Boldir takes an inquisitive step closer.
Show me.
You open your hand to display the spoils, flushed with criminal euphoria. Oh, hell no. You grabbed the wrong fucking vial. This one is blue, not red. You grabbed the antidote, not the poison. God, you honestly thought you were moving past these kinds of cock-ups.
Oh. Damn.
Oh, shit. It's gonna make Christopher very interesting, though.
Well, at least you have an antidote now. You never know when one of those might come in handy.
She sways forward and clutches at her neck. For one confused second, you think she's doing an impression of someone who might need an antidote, then she falls to her knees. You dart forward and catch her before she can totally eat it. She's heavier than she looks, compact muscle and a coat full of an ungodly number of weapons. Oh shit, she has like 4 guns in here, what the hell? Okay, now I know why she wasn't afraid of Ardata. Although, I'm pretty sure Ardata could still beat the shit out of her, but yeah.
Yet none of those guns were gonna help her. Like, she can be confident all she wants, but with ceruleans, it doesn't matter how well armed you are, they'll fuck your shit up anyway.
They kinda will, yeah. They kinda will. Your arms are full, so you can only watch, helpless, as a troll in a hood that covers their face and their horns books it out the door. You shout that some fuckers just stabbed your friend, but nobody here is looking at you. It's the same way people at Earth might ignore a mother trying to calm a toddler from a tantrum, just turning their eyes away from the distasteful public scene. I mean, since it's normal, that would make sense.
Ow. Damn it.
You put a hand up to Boulder's neck and try to staunch the bleeding, but there isn't any bleeding. Bewildered, you pull apart the lapels of her coat to see a single drop of olive blood, trembling above her collarbone. Discoloration spread. Okay. Well, discoloration spreads in a dark spill over her neck and radiating down her chest. You both say it at the same time.
Poison.
You open your hand to look at the tiny blue vial, then back up to Boulder. Her eyes are glassy, her skin is going blotchy and ashen. There is no reason to believe that Ardata's poison and the poison the assassin used are the same, with the same antidote. It already strains the powers of confidence that you grab the antidote at all.
Coincidence.
Yeah, coincidence, sorry.
You're probably right.
I don't know, Boldir seems to kind of know a little bit too much about what's happening. Like, almost like Boldir can predict the narrative.
But maybe you should try it anyway. I can't feel my legs.
Right. Maybe the mere fact that this is such an unlikely happenstance means it'll be the right antidote. Everything you've done so far has had the pull of inevitability to it, especially all of your interactions with Boldir.
Great. Awesome. I'm glad you're realizing your inherent significance to this particular microcosm of causation. Now, can you please pour that stuff in my mouth so I can swallow it and possibly not die?
You help Boldir tip her head back, put the vial to her lips, and the last minute you wonder if it's supposed to be diluted, but Boldir gulps the whole thing down and immediately starts to shake. Smoke billows out of her nostrils and open mouth, and holy shit, what is going on? This doesn't seem like a type of antidote to you. But then the smoke clears and Boldir opens her big yellow eyes. How does she feel?
Alive. Marginally.
She lets you help her to her feet, and you immediately pull her into the fierce yet gentle hug. It's wild to undergo someone else's near-death experience. You feel like you know her way better than the montage seems worth. Another new friend.
Oof, not so tight.
You ease up a little. All the tea sippers are staring at you now. Death apparently isn't interesting, but the possibility of some Quagga-adjacent stuff, they're suddenly all about. Sorry, assholes. Just you and your new friend sharing a touching pose near fatal encounter. Nothing to see here. Yay! Well, that was pretty good. We still don't find out what the fuck was going on with Boldir, but I'll accept it.
I don't think we were going to.
Yeah, I think you're right. Boldir has some spooky as fuck powers.
Well, we don't actually
Wait, is Boldir a time player? I'm getting to look this up later.
Okay, so I should point out that there is no actual reason to assume that Boldir knows what she's talking about. It is very possible that she simply likes to be cryptic and sound like she knows more than she does, and because she's good at it, she is able to present the facade of knowing a lot more than she actually does. Like, that's not as hard as you think it is.
Okay. Maybe it's not. I just got weird vibes from that, I don't know. But yeah. I'm just used to Homestuck, so...
Yeah, but keep in mind, this isn't Homestuck.
Yeah, this is Hiveswap. They could be for a loop, you're right. You're kind of right about that, actually. Alright, let's do, Stelsa. I'll voice her. I'll voice Stelsa.
Okay, no problem.
I have a good voice for her, I think.
Yeah, I was tempted to take over Ardata, but, like, I don't think I'd have been better than you. Just would have sounded better in my head. But you already voiced her in her route, so whatever. Also, I'm rapidly becoming the ridiculous accent guy on this channel.
You kind of are, in a way.
Like, I guess I do ridiculous accents better than you do. Now I'm going to have to work to not talk in a New Jersey accent. God damn it.
Well,
at least I'm not talking. At least I'm not talking like this anymore.
Yeah, no, that voice breaks my brain. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hope we don't run into Tysius again. Not because I don't like Tysius, but because I don't like voicing Tysius.
I have a feeling we might end this route, though, considering their relationship. So, yeah.
God, fuck my life.
I'm sorry, it's
Okay, so it turns out stealing a car was easily one of your better impulse decisions. You've gotten accustomed enough to its weird insides by now that the squishiness doesn't much faze you anymore.
Well,
it still feels like the warm stomach of some giant creature, but you actually find it kind of comforting. You can just let yourself get enveloped by the seat while the autopilot does its thing. Getting ferried through the streets of Alternia with your feet up on the dash sure beats endlessly pounding the pavement. Sometimes you even throw Kairava's stream on your phone if you really want to chill and to get a chill vibe going.
That's a pretty good idea. I mean, like, I think Kairava does have good music. Considering like their
Yeah.
theme is actually pretty good.
Not my type of music, but I can believe it's something to chill out to.
I mean,
Although,
it's chill lo-fi beats.
yeah, it's not the kind of music I listen to under any circumstances, but I can see how someone could enjoy it on a long car ride or something. You're surprised you haven't been caught yet. Dastardly carjacker, or you're surprised you haven't been caught yet, dastardly carjacker that you are, but maybe you're just a better thief than you always thought. Possible career change to look into, if you ever get back to Earth. What
I mean,
career did you have
maybe
on
it's
Earth
also
before?
because Tyrona deleted your, like, rewrote your entire file. It could also have something to do with that.
Yeah, that probably has a lot to do with it. Also, the part where someone who I think wasn't Tyrona, like, who was it Tyrona, who fixed the BIOS on the car so it wouldn't, have tracking function anymore?
Yeah. Well,
Technically, it's a scuttle buggy, not a car.
yeah.
Whatever. The downside is that it's a little difficult for you to further your goal of gathering even more friendship from the inside of a vehicle, so you'd park the scuttle buggy and expose yourself to the menaces of the outside world once more, which apparently means getting rained on like a
You,
motherfucker. You're in what looks like some sort of residential neighborhood. It isn't as nice as the blue blood neighborhoods you've seen, but still nice enough for most of the apartment complexes to have imposing locked front gates and security drums. But of course, you can't take a leisurely stroll on Alternia without something terrible happening. You aren't out here for very long before it starts raining. Shit, damn, and fuck. You ditched the umbrella Tyrona had given you since it was as heavy as a goddamn club, and now you're super regretting it. Slappy, you're an idiot.
yeah.
Running for shelter is all you can do, so you make a mad dash for one of the building awnings, huddling uncomfortably underneath it. The rain doesn't let up. You'll have to move soon. The security drones are beginning to look like they're planning on taking a few shots at you for loitering. Really, that's why they're going to shoot at you? Not your extensive criminal... You know what? I'm not going to question it. You need to make a decision and fast.
I'm gonna save. I guess try to get into one of the buildings. Probably.
I mean, that's what gets us new friends. I'd go back to the scuttle buggy like a smart person, but Slappy is an idiot. So we're going to do what
Let's
Slappy
pick
would
the
do.
dumb option.
It's probably what the game wants. There's no way you're getting into any of these without a passcode. But wait, you think you see someone coming your way. Perhaps they'll be your knight in shining armor.
So what you're telling me is that my appointment is cancelled?
You're still some distance away, but she's looking right at you. You point at yourself questioningly, thinking she might be talking to you, but then you realize she's wearing a Bluetooth headset.
Jeremy used to be on the ball. Remember the time he gave me a full-pronged beautifying procedure right after that high blood ripped his arm off? But now he can't bounce back from one little fracture of the abdominal sausages. What happened? What happened? That boy is losing his touch.
Looks like she's coming back from a jog, if the running shorts or anything go by. If she's at all bothered by the acid glancing off her skin, sending dozens of little firecracker sparks in their wake, she isn't showing it.
Yeah, there's acid rain. I almost forgot about that.
She seems much more preoccupied by the harried conversation she's having on the phone. Most importantly, she's power walking to the entrance of the building, which must mean she lives here. This is your chance. You shuffle along under the awning, pressing yourself close to the side of the building, bug-like. You sort of wish she'd encountered you earlier when you were dodging rain like a rad action hero. Now you just sort of look cowardly and pathetic.
It's
So
because
what
you are.
actually are, Slappy.
Yeah, that's kind of what you are.
Especially compared to her.
She's striding along like absolutely nothing is going to get in the way of whatever business she's got going on, let alone a few paltry explosions. Actually, she's so focused on her call that she doesn't notice you until you're standing right next to her.
Such an inconvenience. You can fully expect that I will be taking my business elsewhere from now on. Oh my, what do we have here?
She transitions from hanging up a call to talking to you so quickly that it makes your head spin.
Take this down. Strange little hornless creature parked in front of home, very puny and scared looking. Can only be the alien everyone's been talking about. Such an opportunity can't go to waste now, can it?
You're confused again, looking around to see who she might be talking to, but there's nobody else here. Maybe she's dictating notes to her phone. Slappy, did you forget you're an alien?
Yeah. Look at you. We can't have you wandering around outside like this, darling, can we? Aren't you ravishing? Do give me the name of your stylist. So good to meet you. Here's my card. The name still says yet. Auto-terrorizer in training for the Alternian Empire. Nice to meet you. Let's walk and talk.
I have no idea what an auto-terrorizer does. You didn't realize that borrowed hoodie was that impressive of a look, but okay. She produces a business card with one hand and inputs some numbers into the panel with the other. You take the card. Well, at least we're not wearing some outfits we've had before.
I mean, I wish we were wearing some outfits we had before.
I don't!
They were good outfits. Well, it was a good outfit.
No!
It's one like
No.
I own a similar outfit.
Yeah, that really speaks more to your fashion sense than anything else, and I don't mean in a good way. It's a struggle to process what she's saying, respond to her questions and introduce yourself, all while experiencing the verbal equivalent of getting hit by a truck. How is it possible to talk so fast without taking a breath? You can barely get a word in edgewise. It's really not that difficult. Stesla continues chattering away. She steps inside and waves for you to follow her into the apartment building's elevator. You do! See, it's really not that difficult.
So do tell me, you run any businesses on your plate? If you do, I would be more than happy to offer my services. They are very efficient and affordable, I can assure you. All your legal and financial documents will be checked over in no time. I'll make sure everything is running at tip-top shape. I'm so happy to run into you. Ever since Zizi told me she met you, I've been asking her to introduce me. It's so very important for a professional to continue growing her network, especially intergalactically, don't you agree?
She's still busying herself with her phone while talking to you, texting on its tiny keyboard. Now the name Zizzy doesn't ring. The name Zizzy doesn't ring any. I missed a period there on her keyboard now. No, they just put the period in the wrong place. Let's see, yeah, texting on its tiny keyboard now. The name Zizzy doesn't ring any bells. You flip through the Rolodex in your brain, trying to remember. You really made so many friends that you're beginning to forget their names? You're a little impressed with yourself. Zizzy isn't a troll name, dipshit. It's a nickname.
Well,
it feels like only yesterday that you were crawling around in the basement of a murderess and getting stabbed in the shin with a screwdriver. Just a single friend to your name. Good times.
well,
I mean, there are certain trolls who, if they wanted to drag me into their murder dungeon, I wouldn't even complain.
there's certain trolls of the same blood cast of the one that did it. And this, I bet.
That's a very real possibility.
Yes, a possibility.
A remote possibility. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm saying there might be a troll who might be a cerulean blood, who I might not object dragging me to a murder dungeon.
Yeah, that's fair.
You've come so far since then, it brings a single sentimental tear to your eye. Wait, Stezel's own name finally starts to register. You've heard it before. This is Tysius' mate sprit, so she must be talking about Tysius.
Murderous is stabbing. Murderous is stabbing. Very fascinating stuff, I'm sure. Yes, I'm referring to my darling Tysius, of course.
You're at the door to her hive. She unlocks it, letting you both in. Well, apparently, Tysius also sends her nudes from work.
Apparently, yes. Apparently.
You know, despite the fact that my only jobs have been working from home, and as such, it would theoretically have been acceptable for me to send nudes in between working, I have never actually done it.
Neither have I. I don't intend to in the future. Because that's, I don't know, it just weirded me out, you know?
Although, that's largely because I haven't had anyone to send nudes to. I don't know, maybe if I had a mate sport who wanted them, I would have. Although,
I don't know, I still wouldn't do it
work.
during work, honestly. It would weird me out too much.
Yeah, that would be very, very
Also,
strange.
I don't really send nudes anyway, really, honestly. It kind of skeeved me out a bit.
I mean, I don't either, but like, I don't know if I had a mate sport who was into that, maybe.
Come in. Welcome to Shay says, yeah, make yourself at home. Can I get you anything? Water, grub cake? My rate's cheap. I'd love to continue our chat while I'm a little less sweaty. Also, acid wreaks absolute havoc on the skin. You know how it is. I'll just jump into the absolute ablution trap for a minute. Please excuse me. Won't be long. Back in 2 shakes of a quack beast gastric evacuation pillow.
That. Okay. Actually, you wouldn't know how it is, considering that a bucket load of acid falling on you would leave you either very injured or very dead, and she's already gone. You're a little relieved. It's not that Stesla isn't friendly. She's plenty friendly. She just approaches friendship in a way that makes you feel a little like a line on her to-do list that she's in a hurry to check off.
That's because you are.
Or, well, she seems like she wants you as some sort of work contact, not a friend, but that's okay. You've worn many hats in the pursuit of friendship. Clown cultist, impromptu shooshpapper, murder accomplice, business associate. Business associate is one of the tamer ones on the list. You've also worn Kairava's hat, which is perhaps the most ridiculous hat of all of them.
It's an awesome hat, and I would totally get it. I would totally get it and wear that hat. It is a great hat.
Okay, none of you can see me face palming right now, but I am.
Also, can we just acknowledge that she Tysius' sweater is on her couch? Also, there's a hang in there grub poster on the wall.
The hang in there grub poster is adorable. So is the sunrise poster, and frankly, having her mates with sweater on the couch is
It's also adorable.
Honestly, not even remotely weird. What?
It's also adorable. I don't know. They're good. They're a good couple.
I should also point out, by the way, that Elward has her ex's sweater stored in her closet.
That's true.
That's way weirder.
That's true. I didn't say it was weird. I said it was cute.
Now that you no longer have to keep up with her mile-a-minute conversation, you can take a proper look around her hive. You're not sure what's more perturbing, the sheer amount of pink that's accosting your eyeballs, or the fact that everything is so painstakingly organized It is making you a little uncomfortable. It's like you merely standing here is disrupting the care. Her shelves are crammed full of books, all neatly arranged according to topic, with each topic displayed on a little label on each shelf. She also has a lot of posters featuring motivational slogans underneath striking nature photography. The only normal-looking spot on the hive is a coffee table with a mishmash of personal belongings piled on top of it. Books, papers, a jacket. You think that might be a mug? None of those items strike you as being particularly Stesla's style. The overall effect is that of a very pink, very neat office cubicle. You almost feel like you should start chugging mediocre coffee and complaining about how much you hate Mondays.
So sorry to have kept you waiting.
Stesla re-emerges, her hair wrapped in a towel.
Well, it's been a blast getting to know you. We should get lunch sometime. Keep the conversation going. I'll pencil you in, darling. But for now, I have a bit of a dilemma to deal with.
That sounds worryingly like a dismissal. You sneak a glance at the schedule on her bulletin board. It's a blaze of color with barely any free slots. You don't want to be penciled in. You have no idea when she might be available next, and you need her sweet, sweet friendship now. Maybe whatever problem she has is something you could help with?
Unless you're ludicrously talented beautician, I think not. My usual place bumped me off their list right before a very important meeting too. A girl has to look her best for these things to really knock their socks off. If I want to make arrangements in another salon, I shall have to move fast. No time to waste. Gonna save.
I mean, I'd have taken the option of why not use the extra time to do more prep for the meeting. That's not what Slappy would do, but it's what I would do.
That's what I would do too. Well, I don't know. Like, okay, we have one person. We have one person watching. Like, write in the chat what you think we should pick for this. Because, like, I'm not sure which option to pick.
You know that there's a 15-second latency between you saying that and them hearing it, and then, like, it popping up, right?
Well,
do we know anyone who's like a stylist?
I'm trying to think if we do.
Also, it's beautician, not beautician.
Oh, okay, beautician.
It's not like that's neither the worst mispronunciation you've perpetrated nor the most entertaining.
I don't think we. Well, okay, I don't really think we know anyone. I could be wrong, but I don't think we do.
We know this many Jade Bloods and not one stylist?
I guess we don't know a stylist. No. I guess. I don't know. Let's do like a make. I feel like we're gonna botch the makeover horribly though. Oh, let's prep for the meeting. Let's prep for the meeting.
Well, I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a better option. That is an excellent idea. I visited this potential client's establishment a while ago, but it was a quick one. I could do well to cast my Ganderbles around the place properly. It's pretty much in the bag, but this meeting is a clunker, and there's no way I can flub it. Having Remily Namek as a client would be too good of a cluck beast plume in my panlet for me to chuck the opportunity in the low gapper. Oh shit, well, yeah, that was definitely the right option, I'm pretty sure.
Remele, you totally know her. How about that?
Yes. I would hope you did, darling. She's only been splashed all over the papers lately with that stun of hers. buying out her competitor like that? I've never heard the likes of it before.
She's flitting around her hive as she speaks, nipping into what you assume is her bedroom to blow her hair dry before shuffling some papers into a handbag. You tail her as best you can, feeling a bit like a pet cat underfoot who's threatening to trip her at every turn.
Maintaining a career as a successful yet relatively avant-garde artist is very different to assuming ownership of and managing a museum, and yet she has made it work.
Oh yeah, she murdered the owner of that museum, didn't she? It was that purple asshole. Well,
Or she stole them and or she stole from them to the point where they went out of business.
Whoa. Sounds like Cremele has been busy since the last time you saw her. You clarify that Cremele is a friend of yours, actually. Stesla stops in her tracks.
Really? Why didn't you say so in the first place? You should come with me. Getting the 411 on Remele from a friend of hers could really get me frowned up. What do you say?
You're not sure there's much you can tell Stesla about Cremele. You're pretty sure Cremele doesn't want an auditor in training, or, well, anyone really, knowing that she's an art thief.
I don't know, she still might, even though she's an art thief. Because she does have a gallery now. Like, she has 2 galleries.
But I'm going to advise Cremele to not steal art from Amnesia. That could end badly.
Yeah, that would end very badly.
I mean, I'm not sure who would win in a fight between the two of them.
I don't really want to see that, though.
I mean, frankly, I like them both more alive.
Yeah, same, like, honestly.
But,
I don't want either of them to lose that fight.
But, why not? There has to be some stray info about Cremele knocking around in your old noggin that might come in useful. Slappy, you overestimate yourself.
Yeah, maybe. Marvelous. Come on, you can tell me on the way.
She takes your hand and pulls you out the door. You offer Stesla a ride in your totally not stolen scuttle buggy. It's still raining, but she shields you both with an umbrella that's almost as big as you are, and you walk to where it's parked. You get in, put some tunes on for the road, and head off. Once you're on your way, you admit to Stesla that most of you and Cremele's conversations just involve her bouncing ideas off you for her webcomic, but you're still happy to answer any questions she might have about Cremele's overall deal. You're expecting her to be disappointed, but her eyes practically light up.
What a privilege! To be completely truthful, I'm not quite the fan I've been following her webcomic. To be completely truthful, I am quite the fan. I've been following her webcomic for a while.
She admits this kind of sheepishly. Does she think that liking comics is embarrassing?
Of course not. Okay, maybe a little. It seems irresponsible to spend time on something as flippant as a comic on the internet when I have so much other business to attend to. Lots of irons in the fire over here. Achievements don't achieve themselves, you know.
You only think you know about having irons in the fire.
I knew that joke was coming.
If you think you have irons in the fire, just wait. Because there's this one girl who has all the irons in the fire.
All of them.
And so many flaming irons. Such a tangled web. It's a web full of flaming irons and mixed metaphors. Maybe, but hobbies and downtime are important too. You never feel more rested than after you've let yourself do absolutely nothing but enjoy a good comic.
What?
She looks at you blankly.
rest.
Oh.
She's dating Tysius.
I always make sure to get enough recuperation every day. No concerns there, to be sure.
Recuperation.
Recuperation,
There's no
blah.
second C in the word. I can see that one. I can understand because you were thinking like recupercome.
Yeah, I was.
Like I can see the process that was going on in your brain right there. What you're talking about is a bit different from getting enough sleep, but you try a different tack. Why is she taking this job with Premele anyway? Isn't she busy enough with her training? I'll also point out, by the way, that at least she sleeps. Tysius only sleeps once a week.
That's true. Well, sure, I have that internship with the Alternian government as well, but there can never be enough experience under one's belt.
You're beginning to see what the problem is. You get the feeling that Stesla might be a bit of a workaholic. Just vaguely. Has she ever considered... You're so involved in trying to convince Stesla of the merits of getting her chill on that you don't realize there's anything wrong. Not until Stesla lets out a screech that almost burst your eardrums.
Fiddlesticks, we can't go this way. There's road work happening here. That scuttlebuggy must be operating with an outdated map. Switch it to manual, turn us around, quick.
The roadwork Stesla is referring to is a bridge with a do not enter sign hastily put up. Beyond the sign, the bridge is peppered with enormous holes. Some look big enough for an entire car to fall through. Or the entire car, whatever. The entire car to fall through easily.
What are you waiting for? Hurry!
Well, there's one small problem. You can't drive.
Oh, fudge nuggets.
Stesla presses a few buttons, switching the controls to manual. You grab the wheel, turning it wildly. Your only goal to make sure that you don't drive onto the death bridge. You probably should have paid attention to the steep slope curving away from the road.
Oh shit.
You both yell as the scuttlebuggy neumes downward. Neume is definitely not a word. At full tilt. Miraculously, it doesn't tip, but it does slam into a power line, sending the two of you lurching forward. If it wasn't for the unnerving lung-like airbags that inflate in front of you, you would have shot off the front window, out of the front window. Anxiously, you ask if Stesla is okay. Stesla doesn't seem too concerned about whether she's injured or not. She's making a futile attempt to push the airbags out of the way so she can get out of the car.
There's no way we'll make my meeting on time now, and I look an absolute mess.
She's right. Her hair, which was all gentle, soft tufts before, is sticking up in all directions, and her glasses have smashed in the collision.
Why did I think this is a good idea? I should have just walked. Thanks for nothing.
The car might have survived the crash, but if Stesla's cranky expression is anything to go by, your budding friendship with her wasn't as lucky.
Okay. Okay?
Yeah, see, this is one of those times where, like, I kind of resent the randomness of the decisions in this game, because there was no way we could have predicted that.
There really wasn't, honestly.
And it's not like this decision is one where you have to sit back and go, what actually would make sense here? Like, this isn't really a tough... What we did was the logical choice, but it was wrong anyway. I really do prefer, choices where you actually have to sit back and look at it and go, huh, what actually would be the right call here?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing, is, like, if you compare this to... I've played, like, a lot of visual novels of, like... While I appreciate that this game isn't predictable, again, I feel like it is random, and that's a problem. Because I feel like when you lose, it's just kind of like you feel like you lost at random, instead of, like, you didn't pick the right thing. I mean, like... If I compare it to other games that sort of break the mold for, like, dating sims, like the Arcana or something, it's like... that one also has it breaks sort of the tropes and stuff, but the decisions in that make sense. They're not like the trope decisions, but that all visual novels have for the most part, but it makes sense because all of them are based off what the character needs for their personal growth, even if it's the hardest option. It doesn't make them like immediately like you necessarily. This is just, it does feel random, like honestly. This doesn't feel very well put together.
Yeah, no, like I feel like Pester Quest, in a way, I'm gonna say this. Pester Quest was predictable, but I feel like the way in which it was predictable at least made, and I mean, it wasn't always predictable. Like, wear the shirt versus don't wear the shirt. How the fuck was I supposed to know which one of those was the right option?
Also, the thing about Pester Quest is like some of the characters were harder to do than others, but I could at least see like the reasoning behind things. Like, I had a lot of trouble with Solux's route because I had trouble being passive, but I could get why the game wanted you to be passive with that. Yeah, I feel like in this it's just kind of like you flip a coin sometimes.
Well, and sometimes like, you do the. Well, it's not even flipping a coin, because sometimes you do the thing that would make sense, and then for some random reason that you could never possibly have seen coming, it just fucks you over. It's just like, nope, you lost because we said so.
Pretty much.
Like, I feel like the team at, I guess it's Skynet now. I think back when this came out, it was What Pumpkin? Whatever.
It's still What Pumpkin. It's still What Pumpkin.
Wait, I thought Pester Quest was made by Skynet Games.
It's still What Pumpkin. It's What Pumpkin Studio.
Well, Skynet Games, What Pumpkin Studio, whatever the fuck they call themselves, they are very good at writing characters, which you'd expect, considering that I'm sure Hussey at least supervised if he didn't actually write this shit. And honestly, pretty good at story too, but like, not so great at visual novel design.
I'd say Pester Quest was actually pretty solid. I disagree with that, but
it's better. Although, even with that, there's usually like that one kind of goes the opposite direction. It's pretty clear. It's like, okay, there's a logical 90% of the time. There's a logical choice to be made here.
A few of them kind of threw me for a loop. It wasn't completely easy. Like, Solux's route kind of threw me for a loop, but, like, just as an example. But yeah, like, I feel like Pester Quest, like, is better designed than this. I don't know.
Well, I mean, which you'd expect, because it was made later. They're probably actually learning as they go.
Yeah, that's true.
And when and if they do, like, a third game, which I don't even know it would be. I mean, who are we even going to befriend anymore?
I don't know. I don't know. There's Befriendus, but that's fan-made, so...
But, like, if they did a third game, I would pay money for a game where you befriend ancestors.
I mean, there's Befriendus, but that's Dancestors, not Ancestors.
Yeah, no, but befriending ancestors would be...
Also, they probably wouldn't make this. This would probably, but I'd also play a game where you befriend... Wait, like, what if they had a game where you befriend Guardians and Ancestors?
That would be completely tripping balls, but I would be completely here for it.
I would too, I mean... Oh, I don't want to befriend Grandpa Harley, but other than that, it's fine.
I don't either, but I wouldn't want to befriend Dual Scar either, frankly. He's kind of a dick.
Yeah, that's true.
On the other hand,
befriend, quote unquote. You want to befriend Mindfang, I'm sure. I'm sure befriend is the right word you're looking for there.
I mean, we could at least start as friends.
Do you need a glass of water? Or maybe another drink that you could go get right now. Hey, let's click this.
You know who else you get to befriend in that game? You'd also get to befriend the Condesk. Oh, also Bro. You could befriend him too.
I mean, I'm sure, like, but befriend the contest.
And
yeah,
certainly
that's...
with Mindfang, with Mindfang, I would aim to start as friends, although probably I would start as prisoner tied up in the hold of her ship. But that works too.
That does work, honestly.
You have absolutely no professional beauty experience, but Kairava did give you that crash course in crafting great looks. Under no circumstances should
The
you
game
take
agrees.
Kairava's fashion advice.
The game agrees with me. It's good. Like, the game agrees with me that Kairava had good outfits.
The game is making fun of you.
I mean...
The game is being ironic here. You do understand that.
Well...
Sizzla is probably after a vibe that's a little less moisture wave, but you're sure you can whip something up. You tell her that you'll help her get ready instead, right here in her hive. This is a terrible idea.
How nice of you! How nice of you! I've never had a house call before. Let's do this.
I should point out, by the way, that when you're doing Stesla, you go a little bit more southern. Oh my god, that... Is that a Recoup Raccoon? It looks like a Recoup Raccoon. That is the most ridiculous, but also actually kind of awesome Recoup Raccoon I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is both of those things, yes.
Also, I kind of want a Recoup Raccoon, honestly.
A Recoup Raccoon would be pretty nice, yeah.
She leads you into the next room, rubbing her hair dry as she goes. There's Recoup Raccoon in one corner and Vanity in the other, with an array of poofs, brushes, and other mysterious implements spread out on its surface. Some of them are disturbingly pointy. Oh well, you're sure you'll be able to figure out what they're all for once you start using them. Stesla takes a seat in the chair in front of the Vanity, folding her hands primly in her lap.
So, darling, what do you think we should do first? It's all up to you.
Not this again. Why are you always making all the decisions around here? What you wouldn't give to be able to foist your own life choices off on random people you've just met. It would be refreshing.
Gonna save.
I'm tempted to go with Polish Horns just to see what happens.
It's probably gonna get us a bad ending, but okay.
I didn't say it was the right decision, I said I want to see what happens.
Yeah?
You pick up a velvety piece of cloth, bring it up to Stesla's head. There is only one thing this can be for, right?
Wait, what are you doing with... What are you going to do with that?
Polish your horns to an impressive sheen, of course. They'll be positively gleaming by the time you're done with them.
Wait, are they going to weave in the whole, like, troll hordes are sensitive headcanon here?
Which they definitely aren't canonically, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
ridiculous. They're
Like,
made of, like...
I know this game
say,
is kind of...
I would say keratin, but actually trolls' nails and horns are probably chiton, not... and yes, I pronounced that as if it were actually Greek. Why wouldn't I? But they're made of the same stuff as their nails, which is probably chitin, like on an insect's carapace. Because, you know, they're trolls. And trolls are bugs. She grabs your wrist with one hand before you can do so. She's deceptively strong, holding you in such an ironclad grip that you can't move your arm at all. You'd been low-key admiring her toned arms earlier, but now you know for sure that the rack of hot pink dumbbells in the living room aren't just for show. Instead of looking pleased with what you proposed to do, she looks uneasy, possibly even a little embarrassed.
Polish my,
You barely get a glimpse of her discomforted expression before she is gracing you with another friendly smile, albeit a bit of a strained one.
I think I'm having second thoughts. It's reasonable to expect an alien like you wouldn't know the first thing about cultural grooming habits. My mistake. I should have accounted for such cultural differences. But it's quite alright. I shall figure something else out.
Is it just you, or was there a pointed pause before cultural differences? She's getting up again. Wait, what's happening? You thought the two of you were going to bond over a sweet makeover session, but she's pushing you back into the main area of the hive pretty forcefully too. Honestly, this is probably a good thing.
Thank you for offering your help, dear. So very kind, but I'll manage. Great to meet you. Just wonderful. Call me. Take care. Have a nice life. Toodles. Goodbye.
She shoots you another lovely, yet clearly fake smile and shoves you out the door. You'll be able to wait out the rain just fine in this hallway, but being sprawled on your ass on Stesla's welcome mat all by your lonesome just isn't the same as hanging with a new friend. They went there.
They
went
did.
there with the stupid fucking headcanon. That is a really dumb headcanon. And
Yeah.
I don't mean to insult anyone who has that headcanon, but I actually kind of do, because it makes no freaking sense.
It's also been,
Horns
like,
are a
disproven because Mina, well, okay. Like, Mina literally stands on Tavros' horns at one point.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Although,
She does.
Although, like, maybe he's just, like, I don't know, into that or something? But still.
I mean, he probably is, but also it makes no, like, that means that horns are a hard structure, which means they almost definitionally can't be sensitive.
Yeah, that is kind of what it means. Style hair, I guess.
The first order of business should be drying Stesla's hair. You pick up a funnel-shaped doohickey that looks like it might be a hairdryer, fumbling around for a button. There isn't one, but you manage to turn it on by giving it a good squeeze. The mouth of the funnel opens up wide, emitting a hot blast of air, along with a hoarse animal yell. You think you might actually see teeth inside.
That's not good. I don't know why, but that's not good. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, on the list of unwholesome things we've encountered on this journey, are we really quibbling over the hairdryer?
With teeth? I mean, I guess not. There's been worse things, but still.
Just don't think about it too much. That's the best you can do when it comes to literally any Alternian gadget. Thankfully, the noise tune fades to a low hum.
Nope. Here, use this.
Stesla passes you a piece of thorny bramble. It looks painful, but when you begin brushing Stesla's hair, she sighs happily.
Interesting being in this position for once. Why, Tazius is over when Tazius is over, I'm usually the one doing this.
You try to imagine Tysius letting someone give her a sweet due. Even when it's her girlfriend in question, you have a hard time picturing it. Stesla laughs. She has a surprisingly pretty musical laugh.
No. My dear Zizi isn't one for involved beating rituals. She usually doesn't let me do more than just brush it, but it's still relaxing. Aww.
Sliding the brush through Stesla's hair is pretty relaxing. You allow yourself to zen out for a moment before shaking yourself out of it. casting around for something to talk about. That's what good hairdressers do, right? Strike up casual conversation? Yeah, that's about right, yes.
Yeah?
Your eyes fall on an open book sitting on the table. It's the only object there that doesn't have anything to do with hair care or beauty, so it stands out like a sore thumb. By the way, I've never been a hairdresser, nor should I ever be allowed to be, but I have had my hair done. You know, like,
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
well over a decade, like 13 years ago.
Well,
Just like the items on the coffee table, it's strewn too haphazardly to look like it belongs to Stesla. You think you see some of the tabs Tysius was using on the notes for her group project. And if you look even closer, you think you catch the words "revolt" and "history" in the page header. There's no way a book like that would be allowed to exist on Alternia. That is very canonically not a thing that would be.
yeah.
Like, even Mindfang was careful in mentioning the sufferer in her journal, and Mindfang had no reason to give a fuck.
Yeah.
As Tysius mates for it, Stesla probably has big plans for dismantling the system from the inside too, after she becomes an auditor. You remark that you think it's really cool what she and Tysius are doing. It might be crazy to stick it to the man like that, but someone has to do it. No, someone has to stick it to the man in other, less ineffectual ways. Because here's the thing: when you're in a fascist system, you can't fix it. Like, reform doesn't work because there's always either someone above you who can overrule you, or someone below you who's just going to off you if they think that they can take power by doing it.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens.
Like, you can prevent fascism non-violently by simply working to prevent. I mean, like, okay, if there's an actual fascist movement committing violence, yeah, by all means, beat the fuck out of them. But you can prevent nascent fascist movements just by giving the general public an alternative and preventing so that they don't fall into fascism. You can't peacefully dismantle fascism. You
No.
actually have to overturn it by force.
You kind
There
of
really
do.
isn't an alternative.
I mean, it's literally what
Like,
the entire anime Code Geass is about. That's literally just the entire anime.
well, also, like, I literally can't think of. I can think of a time when when colonialism has been overcome non-violently, but that's a little bit different. And I mean, like, the English weren't a dictatorship at that point, so non-violent resistance could win public opinion, and public opinion could could actually change the politics.
Yeah, that's true.
And, like, I guess if you have enough people, you could overcome fascism with civil disobedience, but frankly, that level of organization and commitment is probably at, like, the number of people who are going to get killed in the process of you not trying to non-violently overcome fascism is probably actually larger than the number of people who get killed in the revolution. So you're not actually coming out ahead in that one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not exactly light conversation, but talking to Tyus about this had been so enlightening, if sad, and he'd really bonded over it. Maybe you'll be able to bond with Stesla the same way. But Stesla only looks confused. Then her eyes flick down to the book, just for a second before she reaches out, smartly snaps it shut, and squirrels it away in one of the drawers. The sound of the drawer slamming makes you jump, and you narrowly avoid pulling Stesla's hair.
I'm quite sure I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sticking anything anywhere. Definitely not to any man, and neither is Tisius.
Also, technically on Alternia, you'd be sticking it to the woman.
That's true. That's true.
She's sitting straight and tense in the chair now, her voice soaring to a high, bordering on hysterical pitch. Oh no, she probably doesn't know you're on their side. Tisius might not have told her about your conversation. It's okay, you're not going to tell anyone. You're sworn to secrecy, but Stesla averts her eyes, a stubborn set to her chin.
Again, I have no idea what you're talking about, not a single clue. Tisius and myself are both law-abiding subjects of the Empire. We don't dabble in such foolish things such as sympathizing with rebels. What would that possibly accomplish?
She wrings her hands distractedly.
We do things the way we do on Alternia for a reason, darling. Without the hemospectra, the roles we each need to play, why, the world would be plugged into complete chaos. Can you even imagine? Trolls running around not knowing which way is up, doing whatever they please with no one telling them what their place in the world is?
She goes from hand-wringing to gesticulating wildly, almost knocking a row of jars off the table, positively frantic at the prospect of societal breakdown.
Well, it's better for everyone this way. I truly believe that.
You're beginning to realize that you might have put your foot in your mouth just a little bit. Stuffed a toe or two in there, in that gob of yours, maybe? She sounds way too earnest for this to be a cover-up. Could it be possible that Stesla really does side with what had Tisius called her? The Condesk? And that she doesn't know about Tisius' underground research after all. The book was right there.
Well,
You're so confused. Talking about this is clearly distressing Stesla, though, so you drop it, focusing on finishing up her hair instead. It's pretty soft now that it's dry. You're not sure you've styled it correctly, but she seems pleased.
great work, nice, fantastic. You did an excellent job.
You glow at the praise. You'd say thanks, but she's already passing you a bottle of nail polish. She really wants you to go all the way, huh? You twist it open and get to work. You're too focused on not smudging the teal color over the stately points of her claws to talk. But Stesla breaks the silence.
I have a question for you.
You nod, sticking your tongue out in concentration. I've never done that, and I don't understand what people do.
So, I have this acquaintance.
This is the most tentative you've heard her so far. You weren't sure her vocal cords were capable of it.
They are in a quadrant with someone who harbors views most would consider subversive, if not outright treasonous.
She's obviously talking about herself and Tisius, but you don't want to point that out in case she gets upset again, so you just nod along thoughtfully.
She didn't always. The mate sprint, I mean. It'll blow over at some point. She must just be going through a difficult phase. But in the meantime, she could get into so much trouble.
She could also get into trouble sending you nudes from work. Stesla's lower
True.
lip wobbles like she's about to cry. You chew on the inside of your cheek, trying to figure out what to say. Admittedly, they probably don't just pull you for sending nudes at work. They probably just fire you. And then call you later for not having a job.
Yeah.
Talking to Tisius very much did not leave you with the impression that it was just a phase. She sounded pretty serious. Does Stesla's friend have any idea this is going on? She looks at the drawer. So do you.
Nope.
You resist the urge to massage your temples. No idea at all?
Absolutely not.
Alright, okay, you can do this. Good first step might be for her friend to face up to the issue. if there's the chance they have the tiniest inkling about what might be happening, so the two of them can talk about it.
Talk about it?
Yeah, you're no expert, but open discussion probably helps with relationship problems quite a bit. Plus, you ruminate to yourself, the more you think about it, the less it seems that Tizius leaving her controversial book out like that was an accident. It was right in front of Stesla's chair, after all. Maybe Tizius wanted Stesla to see it? You'd slicked the last bit of color onto Stesla's pinky claw a while ago, but you're both too wrapped up in the conversation to suggest that you move on to something else. She lets the polish dry while the two of you continue to talk.
But my friend does not agree with Herbate's sentiments. Discussing it would just cause unnecessary friction, would it?
Maybe, but even so, addressing the issue is probably better than pretending it isn't there. Besides, quadrant mates can coexist regardless of differing beliefs, right? Yeah, you don't sound convincing even to yourself, but the platitudes seem to comfort Stesla somewhat.
Maybe you're right.
Carefully mindful of her just dried nails, she wipes away a few tears, much to your horror. Was that the wrong thing to say? But then you notice that she's smiling.
I have not spoken about that to anyone before now. Telling you about it was truly a load off my bellow sack cavity. I'm certain my friend will be grateful as well. I shall relay your advice accordingly as soon as I can.
You smile back at her weakly. You haven't been able to relate to very much when it comes to Alternian life, but boy can you relate to relationship drama. And trolls sure seem to have plenty of it. You hope everything turns out alright for her friend. Since her voice is all sniffly and her eyelashes still wet, you retrieve a frilly box of hand tissues and hold it out to her, hoping that will help. She pulls out a few and blows her nose on them with a sad honking noise.
I should finish getting ready.
She seems reluctant to get up, though. You'd probably be the same knowing you had to head into a serious business meeting after spilling your heart like that. Experiencing emotions is tiring. Yes, it is. Eventually, though, Stesla musters up enough energy to get to her feet. Much to your surprise, instead of immediately rushing off to complete her next pre-meeting task, she pulls you into a tight hug.
Thank you. You're a real friend.
And there it is. Not colleague, not potential client, but that wonderful friendship word.
Yay. I don't know if that's the right thing to put next to it. I don't think it's that kind of friend, but okay. Alright, well, that was Friendsim. Please tune in for our next streaming, which is probably either going to be Saturday or Monday. So yeah, also please check out our coffee and check out our YouTube. And if you aren't already following us, please feel free to follow, but no pressure or anything. So yeah, hope you guys have a good night. This is Team Demon Kitty out.